What's up everybody, Moniz here, and the Galaxy Note is back. I got to go hands-on with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 today. I was super excited because it's been a whole year since I've actually played with one. Now I have to say not much has changed in terms of design, so imagine a Galaxy S8 Plus but slightly bigger. The biggest difference is that the bezels have been trimmed out and the edges don't slope as much, making it a lot easier to type on and utilizing that space on the side a lot better. Now, unfortunately, there's no dual speakers. I was really hoping Samsung would include it with the Note line just because it's their premium flagship. So you still have that speaker on the bottom, but they do include some pretty awesome AKG headphones right in the box. I mean, overall, it's not a radical redesign, but more of a refinement of the Galaxy Note 7. I think the biggest change, if you look at this smartphone, has to be the brand new dual cameras on the back. I mean, this is the first time Samsung has ever done this with one of their Galaxy devices. Now, if you're wondering if they changed the placement of the fingerprint sensor, unfortunately, it's still around the same position. They did improve it a bit by placing the heart rate sensor in the middle, so you're less likely to smudge the lenses, but it's still not in the most ideal position. And also because the phone's so tall, it takes a lot of work to get to. So if you're left-handed, it's very uncomfortable. And if you're right-handed, you're gonna have to adjust the grip of your hand in order to log into your device. Now, I imagine most people will be setting up iris scanning to log in, as I find it myself a lot easier. Just like the Galaxy S8, it's water resistant, has a micro SD card slot, and all the charging features that you can think of. So what does it actually feel like to hold a Galaxy Note 8? And I think the best way to describe it is very tall. Imagine holding a tall device in your hand. It doesn't feel uncomfortable because it's not as wide due to that new aspect ratio they're using, so it's not gonna slip. It just makes it a bit more difficult to do things. So like reaching the top left-hand corner or accessing the notification shade all require a very long stretch. And when you do those kind of things, it sometimes makes it feel like the phone is gonna drop. So the S Pen is still there and it does all the stuff it did before with a few new features. Like for example, there's a new air command thing where you pop out the pen and you can add shortcuts to it and it spins around in a little carousel. Another thing is a GIF animator, or what Samsung's calling live messages. You can write something down and then the app will play back your strokes, and then you can go ahead and send that GIF to your friends, family, using any social media network or your favorite chat app. Now let's talk about that gorgeous 6.3-inch display. It's slightly bigger than the 6.2-inch on the S8 Plus. I don't think it's using newer AMOLED panels. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same ones that are on the S8, which is fine by me. They're absolutely gorgeous and still the best on the market. So if you want like the best oversaturated and vibrant colors, a very bright display, then the Note 8 will continue carrying that torch. Actually, I probably shouldn't use the word torch. Which brings me on to performance, and not much has changed. You either get one with a Snapdragon 835 or one with an Exynos 8895, depending on where you live in the world. The only difference is that you get 6 gigabytes of RAM instead of 4. I'm totally cool with that. The S8 runs completely fine, and having 6 gigabytes of RAM will probably offer a little bit better memory management. With software out of the box, it only comes with Android 7.1.1. I was hoping there would be Oreo since it was just announced, but Samsung says they are gonna update the phone by the end of the year. But there is a new version of Samsung Experience, and from what I understand, it's improved a lot. So it's a lot more efficient and the phone's supposed to run a lot faster. Now, I don't know, I've never had any problems with the S8. It's run pretty smooth so far, so if it runs just as well or even better, I'll totally be happy with that. Now let's talk about those sweet lenses. There's 2 of them on the back. They're both 12 megapixels. One's f1.7, which is your main shooter, and the other one is f2.4, which is your telephoto lens, allowing you to zoom up to 2 times. Now, the really neat thing about these sensors is that they both have optical image stabilization. I mean, you don't find that on most smartphones with 2 cameras. Now, I did play with the software, and with the iPhone, you have to select how far you want to zoom in up to. With the Note 8, you have 2 options. You either zoom up to 1 time or you go all the way in up to 2 times. I'm totally cool with that because if you are gonna use a telephoto lens, you wanna get in close as possible, as fast as possible. They also added this new software feature or camera feature called Live Focus. If you're familiar with portrait mode where you can blur the background, you can do the same thing here, but you can actually adjust how much you want the background to be blurred before you take the picture. So that pretty much wraps up my hands-on and first impressions of the Galaxy Note 8. I don't know about you, I am super excited. It's been a while since I've used a Note device and I want to get my hands on that S Pen again. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. Also, how do you feel about that price tag? $930 in the United States and $1,300 here in Canada. If you do want to, you can pre-order one right now and it'll be available to everybody on September 15th. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see the full review or at least be notified by it. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.